Hey folks, this is Yang from Career School. So a few months ago, I actually posted a video about the full interview process, basically the hiring process of Amazon on my channel. And one of the things that I actually brought up was the concept of bar raisers. So, what is a bar raiser? It is really important that you understand what a bar raiser is and what they do prior to going into your next Amazon interview, because they actually play a very, very important role in the whole hiring process. So today, I thought it would be really beneficial for you folks, for me to kind of go over what the bar raiser is, who they are, like what they do, everything about them. Yeah, so let's dive in. So first of all, what is a bar raiser? Everyone probably knows that Amazon hires people based on the leadership principle. And we ask those questions to hire and develop the best people. And the bar raiser in this whole concept is that we are bringing in a third eye, an objective person who can actually assess the candidate and if that candidate is the right person for the company, not only specific to that role. So most of the time when you're interviewing, a bar raiser is not specifically from that team. So for example, if I am or our team is hiring a marketing manager, let's say, a bar raiser could be some other person from another team that's not related to the marketing role that we are interviewing for. That person can be let's say a director, manager, senior manager, or a senior product manager in a different org. And they come in to see if this person is the right fit for Amazon as a whole, not only specific to a role. So in short term, these people are basically the administrator of Amazon's leadership principles. So the natural next question is, who are they? Who are the bar raisers? So in addition to their daily jobs, bar raisers are skilled Amazon interviewers who basically undergo a lengthy training after being nominated. So I am actually trying to become a bar raiser at Amazon as well. I am. So there is basically two processes. First is you have to be eligible to nominated from an existing bar raiser to become a bar raiser in training. We call it the BRIT or BRIT. So these people are very passionate in the leadership principle of hiring and develop the best. And as you can probably see, I am one of those people who are really passionate about it and really want to become one. So you basically need to first be a certain level or above and also have to finish certain number of interviews before you actually get nominated as a BRIT, bar raiser in training. So these people are really skilled in interviewing, and they basically spot what the opportunities and strengths are for a given candidate. So in every single interview, there is a bar raiser, not for phone screening, but most of the full loop interviews, there's 100% a bar raiser who is basically doing these jobs on top of their daily job, of course. And then this third question is how do bar raisers actually help with the hiring process? Bar raisers basically have three different responsibilities. One, they assess candidates for the specific role, but not only that specific role, but for long-term success at Amazon. Second, they make sure there is an open, accurate, and fair assessment of the candidate with every member of the interview participating in that discussion. And third is they have to be responsible for helping hiring managers and others prepare for interviews. They should be asking the relevant questions related leadership principles and competencies for succeeding in that specific role that we are hiring, and also to get the right leadership principle for Amazon as a whole. And also, bar raisers are basically the people who are kind of facilitating the interview as a whole. So hiring managers obviously are the ones who kind of point out what are the leadership principles that they are looking for, and what are the candidate that they want to hire for that specific role. And but bar raisers are the ones who's kind of facilitating everything. They are the ones who are basically organizing and gathering the feedback and kind of pushing everyone to have a healthy discussion during the debrief after the interview. Yeah, so as you can see, these people, bar raisers, even though they're not really within that team or org, they do have a lot of influence in hiring a candidate for a specific role or at Amazon as a whole. Probably the most important questions for people who are interviewing would be who is the bar raiser? Meaning, how can you distinguish one when you are interviewing? So most of the times, it's someone who's out of that team. So if you have a loop interview with 4 people, and one of them is not really in that org or team, it's highly likely that that person is a bar raiser. Yeah, so that's pretty much how you can distinguish a bar raiser. And something that can be interesting is there any specific questions that bar raiser would ask versus other people? The answer is really no. Bar raisers pretty much ask similar questions, or there's no set of questions for bar raisers specifically, meaning that you can't really distinguish based on the questions they ask. You have to look into their team or org, and usually I think what they do these days is that they send you out the list of interviewers that you will be interviewing with, and if you find someone who's out of that specific team, it's highly likely that's that person. The other part is that for RLD or student programs like MBA or RUP, I think that's where the bar raisers really play a big role, because most of the times in student programs there's no specific hiring manager or no hiring team. Like, we basically hire a bunch of people who will be a good fit for Amazon, and we basically distribute them throughout the whole company, right? So it's the student programs, MBA programs, where the bar raisers are really, really, really important, because they are basically the people who are deciding if there's discussion is that's going like 50%, the 50% of the people are saying, hey, we don't want to hire, 50% of the people say, hey, we want to hire. That's where bar raisers really make a difference. If bar raiser thinks, hey, you know what, we shouldn't be going forward with this candidate, that's probably going to be the way that's they have a massive influence in those student programs. So if you are interviewing for a student program, MBA program, or whatever, that's where you really have to be cautious about who the bar raiser is, and really make sure that you impress that person for that interview. Yeah, so today that was it. I know bar raiser can be a very tricky thing, because it's really sometimes it's obvious, because they are just people who are not in that org, but at the same time it's really hard to distinguish. And but I thought it was really interesting about the whole concept of bar raiser. So that's why I'm covering it today, and hope this really helped. Leave a comment if you have any questions about bar raiser or anything that you would like to know about Amazon interview process. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel, and share with your friends. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.